welcome back to XRL and welcome to X2 here for round 12 at Monza. It is at the moment just myself, IPR56 today. Maybe I'll be joined by someone later on, who knows, but you've got just me for now. But we do have, on the brighter side, 19 drivers on today's grid as of yet. So we only have one missing, which if we scan through and see is one of the McLarens. But 19, a very nice amount of drivers. So that means that especially during qualifying Q1, 2 and 3, we're going to have almost the full eliminated. So definitely looking forward to today's qualifying and race, especially being Monza, a very iconic track in F1. Temple of Speed it is well known as, so a very good track. A lot of overtakes will be happening, some which could be a bit, I'm going to say interesting, especially going into turn 1 off the back of that very long pit straight with DRS as well. That is usually where you see a lot of overtakes and also a lot of crashes happen, especially turn 1. That's a spot to look out for. But yeah, we should be going in any moment now. Just waiting on 1 or 2 people, I believe. Oh, there we go. Countdown is going. Hello, welcome to the hopefully exciting race. I've been informed by the main man Zola that the other races have been very exciting, and we are of course hoping that this one is the same, but either way, we're heading into it now, so we can't back out. Heading in now to qualifying 1. For those of you that don't know, the way this full elimination qualifying works is we will have the bottom 5 in each session knocked out. So, well, it'll be the bottom 4 in this one because of the 19 drivers. So it will be P19 up to P16. Those 4 slowest will be knocked out. Then we'll get into Q2, where the top 15 will fight for Q3. And 10 of those drivers, the fastest 10, will be getting through to Q3, where the final fight for whole position goes on, and whatever position you get in Q3 is where you shall start. And here we go, 3 seconds now until we head into Monza for the start of today's qualifying. It is looking bright and sunny so far. In terms of weather, it's not impossible to rain here, but it is usually fairly dry. But we will have just a check on the weather. And yeah, but it is all dry for the duration of the qualifying and race, so no weather will be playing into effect today. And the first driver out on track is going to be, see if we can find them. They're going to be Dave, aren't they? Yep, the top of the leaderboard. So Dave, the first driver in the Williams, coming out on track, and just been informed by Boothie in the commentators chat. So we're going to be watching closely that he will be happy to join me here in the commentary box if he crashes out early. He is in the Aston Martin, so no pressure there, Boothie, but don't crash, or do crash, because then I don't have a partner in here. But that is probably going to have put a curse on you already for saying that, but you know, you did it to yourself, really. And this is, unsurprisingly, all soft tyres to start off here. Obviously, we may see the medium tyres introduced come Q2 for the better strategy. Well, a different strategy. It's up to the driver whether they think that's the better one or not, but we'll have to wait and see. And hello, Xtreme Leagues person, who I'm assuming is Zola, although I don't know. Could be Caesar. Here we go then, on board with the Williams of Dave Ewart for the first hot lap of today's session, or hopefully the first hot lap, and let's walk through it, as hopefully it is a clean lap. So, as I said, very, very long straight, heavy braking into turn 1. You get so much speed here. It seems like Dave has got just about perfect into the chicane of turn 1 and 2, and I spoke too soon. He has unfortunately not got that one perfect. Goes into the gravel. Let's go on board then Mr. Anderson as he comes through turn 2. A bit better than Dave into a very long turn 3. Right round to the right. Not too difficult this corner. Just want to keep it nice and close on the inside the whole way. You get shot out now into a mini straight down into another chicane of turn 4 and 5. This one is fairly simple. You just don't want to get too much on the exit. And Anderson has done well there. Now into the 2 Lesmos of turn 6 and 7. These ones are high speed corners, so you have to be careful. Don't really want to be going for an overtake here either, just because of the speed that you get. Onto our second DRS straight. Only 2 DRS straights in this track actually, even though it is pretty much all straights in a few corners. But anyway, now into turns 8 through 10, sort of a triple corner shenanigan here, I don't know what to call it. A bit wide there, and that is invalidated for Anderson. That is really the part you're going to invalidate on, if you will, because yeah, as you saw, going too wide is what catches you out. Now into Parabolica, one of the more famous, well, probably the most famous corner. Just a long right-hander, shoots you out onto the main straight. Definitely want to be getting a good exit out of here. And although Anderson did invalidate at the end of the lap, at least we got to see the whole of it. Now, a lap has been set. Fastest lap so far by Lowe is a 1:22.124. That is what will be kick-starting today's lap times. On board now with Collie Boy for his lap. And it's a 1:27.4, a little bit slower than perhaps he would like it to be, but there's plenty of time left in the session. And Boothie goes second with a 1:22.8, not too bad. Ooh, there goes Lama, 1:21.3. A very good time, quite a bit further ahead than Lowe. And I did see someone in the gravel there, but it seems like they've sorted themselves out. Oh no, that's Boothie. Oh god. Okay, he is stopping for someone. I thought the commentator's curse had already come back to bite him, but I think he was just pulling over to let another driver through. He had already set his lap. Okay, that's relief. Right, let's see who else then. The Lone Retreat is on his hot lap. And there goes Lowe with a 1:20.96. Oh, wow. Look at those. The 2 teammates of Lowe and Vertix are literally almost the same time. That is, well, coincidence, I guess. That's quite interesting. 1:20.964 and his teammate, oh, not anymore. There goes the Lone Retreat at 1:20.834. Still very close between those top 3. It's still just surprising me how close those 2 Alfa Romeos are, but oh well, I guess they're just very equal teammates. Let's go on board with Fable now. Ooh, there goes Collie Boy. Ooh, that's not good. Collie Boy has been crashed out of the session already. Not too far in. Let's see if we can get another look at that if we get a chance. So yeah, seems like in between the 2 Lesmos he has just been carrying a bit too much speed, I assume, and has unfortunately suffered the consequence of doing so. That is really unlucky. We're not too far in, and you hate to see someone going out that early, but that does mean he will not be going through to Q2. His time will still be there though, so you still have to beat it. So he's certainly still involved in this session. And in the chat, ooh, the Iron with a highlight message. Who is in the championship fight? Well, thank you very much for reminding me. That will lead me perfectly now, as well, I guess, seeing as you've asked, I shall talk about the current championship standings. So let's go to Constructors first to get things ready. So leading with 171 points is a Mercedes, and just behind them, not too far behind it, still a decent way behind, but it's not impossible to catch up, is Red Bull on 134, so kind of similar to real life in that front two. So it's about, well, a bit more than 30 points separate those two. I believe it's, I don't know how to work that out, I'm not good at maths, but not too many points basically. And if we look at the current drive, well, one of the Red Bulls is out of the session, so that is not helping them. And then moving down with Haas, also on 134 points actually, so there's pretty much a three-way title fight going on here, because Haas, Red Bull both catching up to Mercedes. Then in fourth place we have Williams on 128, Alfa Tauri on 98, McLaren on 97, Aston Martin on 88, Ferrari on 80, Alfa Romeo on 52, and Alpine on 35. So it is all fairly close in the Constructors, and it's really anyone's game even at this stage in the season. Now moving on to the drivers' standings, we have Waldo on top with 104 points, a bit of a comfortable lead with Prudish on 87 points behind him in second, so 20 odd points separate those two, which isn't loads, but it is still a fairly decent lead for Waldo to have. His teammate Dino is in third on 72, so it is close between those top three, and it is still anyone's game. Then moving down the rest of the standings, we have Smooth E, Jebus John, Xro Edgar, XRL Torpedo, Xro Whippy, Vertix, Zola, Pelly, Careless Jackson, Mr. Anderson, The Lone Retreat, Young Maneuver, Hakkinen, Shmee, Llama, Low, and Fable on 0 points at the bottom there. So still very close in pretty much both of them, so that is very nice to see. Big lock up there from Dino. So 7 and a bit minutes left, and we have almost everyone setting their time. Let's watch. Oh, perfect time. Let's watch Torpedo in the Alfa Tauri. We'll go on this camera as he sets his first lap. I believe he invalidated his previous one. Oh, and that's Torpedo invalidated there. That's a kind message from IPR56 there in the chat. And yes, we are Ferrari today, Lo. So it is sort of still anyone's game here in this qualifying session. Obviously those sort of top 5 and up are all fairly confident. Anyone really top 10 as well could probably not worry too much, but we still have a few not setting a time. Waldo he has set a time, but his wasn't quick enough to get where he would want to be. Let's see if this one is. That definitely is up to P9. Fairly comfortable for him there. We have Pelly on an outlap torpedo. Back again, trying not to invalidate this time, hopefully. So Torpedo's time did get him to P16. Unfortunately, that isn't going to be enough at this moment in time to get through. So he is going to have to try again. 3 and a bit minutes left now, so not ages. Ooh. And that is... Oh, is that... That's Vertic. Oh no, Vertic's tried in the pit lane though. That was... Seemed like... Yeah, wing damage. Oh, big wing damage for Torpedo. Thought he was out, but it was just Vertic retiring in the pit lane. But big wing damage for Torpedo, and that actually could mean he is out. Because he's going to have to get into the pit lane and change that. Oh, 2.5 minutes. Will he do it? Probably will be just okay. Should be enough time, but it is cutting it close. Okay, let's see. Let's go on board with Dave here. So Dave, going in the rubble there, still in the danger zone. So, Torpedo still in the pit lane. I think Torpedo may have given up on his hopes of getting into Q2. So yeah, not enough time now. Unfortunate to see him go out. So on board now with Smoothie, as he is trying to get in. He's on a fresh set of softs, which could not do well for him in the later sessions, but at least it should possibly get him through Q1. Here we go then across the line, and he gets to P15, which is safe now. He's only got Dave. That means Boothie has been knocked down to P16, so he is out, and we only have Dave Ewart here now to knock out, and no, he is going into the pit lane, so Smoothie is safe, and Dave Ewart is unfortunately eliminated from the session. So that is Q1 over, just waiting on the final few people to retire in the pit lane. There we go. And eliminated there, we have Boothie, Dave Ewart, Torpedo, and Collieboy. Collieboy, of course, having that retirement, or the crash, I guess you could say. So unfortunate for all of them, but we can now move on to qualifying 2, where things will start to heat up a little. We're possibly going to see some tyre swaps to the mediums, if that is the desired strategy. But either way, the times will be getting quicker, and it'll be getting a lot closer in that knockout stage. Here you go, you can see a few people already switching to the mediums. It is usually a case of if everyone or most people start off switching to the mediums, and then people who perhaps aren't as quick on the mediums as they'd like to be will decide to switch back to the softs. Obviously the softs are faster, but for now it does seem like mediums are the way to go. So both Alfa Romeos are the first out on track, and the first one of those will be Vertix. Right, let's go on board then with the Alfa Romeo as he starts off his hot lap on the medium tyres, so we'll have to see how quick they are compared to the softs. We were looking at a 120 slash 121 really for the soft tyres, so we'll have to see what times we can get on the mediums. Ooh, and he's invalidated. So his teammate Lowe has so far so good on his hot lap. He's coming across the line now. He is on soft, so choosing that strategy 121.3. A not too bad time. The next car will be, so I believe Edgar is on a out lap, so it will be Javis John on the hot lap, although maybe not. He appears to be weaving and warming up his tyres, so it will be Vertix having a crack at his second lap now. Or his second, his first actual lap, second attempt at a lap. So far anyway, touch wood. Still on the mediums, obviously mediums will have a longer tyre life as well, which means that you could try a few more laps on them if necessary. They will obviously then be more warm for the race, but it may be worth it just to try and get an extra couple of seconds out. It's not an awful time so far for the Alfa Romeo driver. He's going to come across the line on a 121.6. That is not too bad indeed, just behind his teammate who is on the softs. So that bodes well so far for the medium runners. Javis John's time obviously was warming up. It's a 126.6 from Lama, not a perfect time. He will probably want to improve on that. Let's see, go on board now let's go on board with Edgar as he is on his flying lap on the softs. So it is a bit of a mix, almost 50-50 I think, maybe a few more mediums, but yeah, definitely a bit of a mix. Usually you'd see more mediums, but must mean that the strategy for here is just to go all out pace at the start, possibly in the hopes of a safety car as well. That is always likely at a track like Monza, as I said before, with the heavy braking into turn 1. And it's a good time from Edgar, 121.1. That puts him at the top of the table so far, and he's in a fairly comfortable position. Invalidation for Fable. Same for Waldo. Mr. Anderson is looking good so far. Anderson goes to P4 on the medium. So the medium runners, some of them anyway, seem to be looking fairly comfortable out there. Go for a lone retreat there. Dino not too bad either. Auto going into the pits. Faber going to P2 on the softs. P6 for Asda. Let's see what Zola can do on the mediums. It's P10 for him. So 5 and a bit minutes now into the session, or left of the session I should say, and we have 12 drivers setting a time so far, as of which I would say it's almost 50-50 really. Obviously the softs are faster, which is expected. There goes Lowe setting a new fastest lap, 121.05. So yeah, obviously the softs are going to be faster, but it's still not too much of a gap for the mediums, and I reckon we're going to see a few go through. Some people may choose to switch. Zola may have to try again. He is on the cusp, him and Dino on the cusp really of getting eliminated. Remember, it is the bottom 5, 15th to 11th, so they may have to think about switching tyres, which it does seem like Dino has done that in the pit lane, or it does seem like Zola now is going for another lap on these mediums. If he improves, that'd be good, and he won't be improving if he does that. Into the gravel he goes. It doesn't invalidate, but I doubt he's going to continue with that because his time will have been lost a lot there. Luckily he hasn't crashed out, because if you crash out there spinning into the wall on the left, then you are pretty much gone. But that is unfortunately going to be Zola into the pit lane and having to come back out. We'll wait and see whether that's on softs or more mediums. Edgar with the fastest lap, 120.7 on the soft compound tyres. Only 2 in the top 10 now on those mediums, or 1 now as someone's changed there in the pit lane. Only the lone retreat. Will he be the lone medium tyre runner? That's the question everyone is asking. People saying that they're not very good, the mediums, and Zola said he's doing some practice. That's fair enough. Find Waldo looking fairly quick, going through the Ascari. complex of corners there, and now he's coming onto Parabolica, and we'll have to see what time he can do. Interesting to see people's lines here. Some people go very close on the exit of Parabolica in 120.6, new fastest lap, but some people go very close on the exit of Parabolica and stick close just to that pit lane white line, all the way to the checker flag timing line, but others choose to go a bit wider, trying to get maybe more of a better exit onto the straight. I think it depends on what you're planning on doing. I know there are different lines depending on if you're starting a lap or finishing a lap, which is kind of understandable, because different, some of them will perhaps give you more straight line speed in the long run for the whole thing, and some of them may just give you a bit of a better acceleration speed, which is what you would need. Vertix now on the soft, goes to P3, just ahead of his teammate. Once again, those two, not as close this time, but they're still fairly close. They're only one position apart. And let's go on board with Llama, who is trying on the softs. Almost invalidated at the end there. Could he get a bit of slipstream from this Aston Martin in front? If he gets close enough, he may be able to. Really, you want slipstream going into the start of your lap, really, for the main straight here, because you don't actually have that big of a run up to the line here, so it's not really worth it. Or on the straight going up to Parabolic can be quite useful as well, but Llama doesn't need slipstream to get up to P4. His teammate Kellis Jackson on a lap now. Speaking of slipstream, if there are, well, there should be at least one or two, any teammates going into Q3 together, I suspect we may see, if they plan it right, a bit of slipstream happening. It is difficult to plan sometimes, and obviously it will hinder one of the drivers, but certainly is worth a go. Jevis John, is that in pit lane, I believe? I think it is. Yeah, I don't see, well, there is a yellow flag there, but that's just for a slowing down car, I believe, unless I'm wrong. I think it is. Yeah, these just, oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, it was Vertex low on fuel, but Jevis John retiring in the pit lane. He is now in P10. Well, he's now out of the session because Jevis John is now P11, so he will be eliminated. Only 30 seconds left. The lone retreat has gone alone here on the mediums. However, he is close to being eliminated. If one of these drivers improves, which I have a feeling one of them will, then he will not be starting on the mediums in the top 10. And Zola doesn't manage to improve, so he's got a life there. Let's see who is. Where's Smoothie? He's on board with Smoothie as he is setting his first time on the mediums. He's going to need to set a smooth time here if he wants to get through. A bold move going for the mediums for his only lap of the session. The puns with people's names here are really just rolling off the tongue. But here comes Smoothie into Ascari. Not a bad lap so far. I've only seen a bit of it, but it's seeming okay. He's kept it clean up to this point. Here he comes then on the exit of Parabolica. And no, he goes into the pits. Not too sure what the plan was there. Here comes Asda. Can Asda improve? He can. No, he knocks down. Sorry, I shouldn't be rooting for just one driver, but I wanted the lone retreat to be the lone medium runner. But well done to Asda for getting through there. Although, could his teammate knock him down? His teammate could knock him down. Dino gets up to P10. And it is now all up to Zola. Will the Mercedes get through? One of them has been knocked down. And Zola does get through to P6, and that is Dino and Asda both knocked down, as well as the lone retreat in the dying minutes there. And unfortunate for those Mercedes drivers, had a bit of hope in them, but unfortunately they weren't the quickest out there today. There we go, and yeah, the top 4 are in a Ferrari engine. That is a coincidence, I'm sure, nothing more. There we go. Dino, Asda, the Lone Retreat, Jebus, John, and Smooth E all eliminated from the session. Here we go then into the shootout for the pole position fight for the top 10 positions, and now we just wait for the first car to come out. Looks like it's going to be a Alpine, sorry, couldn't really see. And that is going to be, is that going to be Kellis, or that's probably going to be Llama? It is Llama then, the first out on track. Obviously it's going to be soft tyres here for everybody. And no one, I believe, was on the soft tyres either going into the top 10. So everyone on the softs, but as Frisbee has said in the chat, they are the better ones to go on. So for the top 10 shootout, it is, well, anyone could get it obviously, but I think Fine Waldo could be a contender. Low as well has been doing fairly well in the previous two sessions, so I'm going to look out for those two. But still a few others. Edgar as well was doing okay. Two cars getting close. Is he letting him overtake? He is. That is Vertex. Now heading up to the front car. I'm going to switch up and go for the outer camera for the first hot lap. Usually I'd go on board, but why not? Let's change things up here. So here we go. Vertex in the Alfa Romeo, sorry, going for the first hot lap, as we saw there, wide line into Parabolica for the start of the lap, and DRS now wide open coming down to turn 1. You have to make it absolutely perfect here in every corner. There's not many of them, but that just gives you more of a chance to get it all right, I guess. Seemed pretty decent through the first two, and now he moves on to the fairly simple turn 3. Can't really go too wrong with this, just really want to stay off that curb and grass. Take a bit of curve if you need, but anyway, now on to yet again another chicane. Once again, this one's not too difficult, and it does seem like going very close to the grass, but he is pushing on those track limits and using all the track he can here, Vertex, into the two Lesmos. Once again, really pushing the limits, using all of the track. It's seeming like a very decent lap so far for the Alfa Romeo driver. DRS is activated and coming into the Ascara chicane now. He's done that one quite well. Can he get the exit right? He just about can. On the limits there, I believe, from validation. Very good, using all the track here, Vertex. And now it's down to Parabolica. Not too difficult of a corner itself. Not much can go wrong, but you want to get the line perfect in order to get the good exit. And you can see they're going very close to the inside, almost on the grass. And it's going to come a pretty 1.1. Not a bad time indeed. And it's going to be next, I believe. Oh, must have invalidated Llama. And Waldo now, who has kept a good lap. And it's a 123.4 from the Haas driver, so not as quick as his rivals. A 121.5 from Kellis Jackson, not a bad time, putting him in P2. A lot of invalidations, it seems. That is expected, I guess, with everyone pushing. Seems like here Vertex is going for another lap. I think he was up by just a little bit going into Sector 1. So we'll stick on board with him now, as everyone else had invalidated. Ooh, and he's slowing down. He is, he's on low fuel. Ah, that's unfortunate. did think he was up there in both sectors, but not much you can do about the fuel. You do want, you obviously want to put as little in as possible so that you are as light as possible. Here comes Llama then, keeping his lap clean and valid. And you see there a wider exit. Going a bit closer now, but definitely a wider exit for him. It seems to have worked though. A 120.7 puts him on the top spot in the Waldo now. 120.5 in the Haas goes up to provisional pole position. It is switching around a lot here. Here comes Fable. He goes to P4, 120.8. Not a bad time from anyone in that 120 range. On board of Mr. Anderson now. And he's gone a bit too slow through there for, I'm sure, his liking. Still kept it clean though, so that is okay. Here we go then, the house of Mr. Anderson. His teammate is on provisional pole. Let's see what he can do. It's seeming like a decent lap so far. Once again, he's choosing to take a wider exit here into Parabolica. Will it work out? It's only P6. Not a bad time though, 121.3. Still not anything to be too ashamed of there. And I believe that was going to be it then, unless anyone has decided to go for a cheeky second lap. No, it doesn't seem like it. So we'll go on board with Pelly. He's on his out lap. He will be coming around to start a flyer soon, but that is the kind of first set, I guess you could say, of laps. And it's Find Waldo. Find Waldo, the championship leader, out on top. Validated lap for Pelly. Is anyone? No, he might be. Okay, so first car will be Edgar going on to. Actually, no, it'll be Pelly. We'll try again, so we'll keep on board with him for now. Ooh, and that is Find Waldo retiring from the session. Interesting. He is not going again. Maybe he doesn't have any more tyres, but he is in that original pole spot for now. Whether he'll stay there, we'll have to wait and see. So the Ferrari of Edgar now coming around the final corner, trying to set a good lap. Just over 2.5 minutes left here, and we're going to start see people come back out and push for that all-important final lap. And Edgar goes right in the middle to P5. The gravel there for Kellis Jackson. That was a flyer as well, I believe, so that flyer won't be happening anymore. Ooh, and that is low going through the barriers on an outlap. Just making sure they work. Zola coming at the end of his lap, and it's up to P5 in the middle for him. Not too bad. Lama has invalidated, so he is going to have to try again. Let's go to his teammate Kellis Jackson as he tries to improve on his lap time. And everyone who has set a lap so far is actually almost all within a second, so it is quite close here. Right, let's go with, is Zola taking another lap? I believe he is. And it is up to P2 for Zola, a good lap there, 120.6 for the Aston Martin driver. Still no one managing to best the time of a 120.547 though. Here we go, Lama is, he's gone a bit slower there. I think that was sort of almost a warm-up lap. So with the checkered flag about to fall, this is going to be pretty much everyone's last attempts. There you go, that is the checkered flag. And this is the last attempt now to get to that top spot. Kellis Jackson gets up to P7 and is a train of cars now. Edgar seems to be giving a tow to his teammate, so there's the first tow we've seen, or at least the one I've seen. I might have missed one. But here comes Pelly now with a bit of a tow there going down to Parabolica. Could that give him the edge here? His only lap he'll set. And it's a 1:20.420. That is a nice number indeed. And it is Pelly on provisional pole position. His teammate helping him out massively there with the tow. Very good teamwork there. And it's a Ferrari on pole. Or a provisional pole, I should say. Can Mr. Anderson be one to change that? Unfortunately, he won't. He stays in P10. Vertex is going too slow. Ooh, Lama hasn't validated. Into the gravel he goes, so that is Lama done, and that is XRL Pelly on pole position in the Ferrari. A 1:20.420 is the time for today. Waldo being knocked down a peg to P2 on the front row. For the brilliant bit of teamwork there from the two Ferrari drivers, giving that tow to one another. And Pelly will be very grateful for that, as that has got him up to the top spot in the Italian qualifying session today. There you go, there are your results. So it is all within a second now, officially. So a very, very close qualifying session. That bodes well for the race ahead. So we'll have a short break in this transition over to the race. And there we go, it worked. Well, in the Twitch chat then you can see the sponsors. You can also see them on the top of your screen. So you can see all the information there, read it for yourself. But just briefly, we have the ANSI 3D sponsor who do 3D printed race tracks, I believe. I believe they still do. And their main thing, customizable F1 style wheels for the Logitech G29, G920 and G923. And a few other bits and bobs as well in there. A good place if you have one of those wheels or just want something F1 related. They have a few stuff there, so do check out their website. And then you have CD keys where you can get a whole load of, well, any game really. Any game on Xbox, PlayStation, believe Switch as well, and PC. I get all my games from there pretty much. Believe F1 is probably on there for cheaper than anywhere else if you don't have it already. So any game you really want, go there. I believe as well if you're in the Discord server, which if not is in the chat just above, there is a code that you can use when you're buying, which will help support the league. So please do use that if you are going to buy a game from there. And there are often a lot of daily deals on. I got a game that was usually 50 quid for £2, so always have a check if you need a new game. Finally, the newest sponsor, Driver61. I'm sure a lot of you may have heard of them. They are a kind of a sim racing page that you can. They have lots of YouTube videos and Instagram and Twitter posts, but you can also get some sim racing coaching on there. We had a giveaway actually where a few of the drivers in XRL won a session. Basically, if you want to take your racing to kind of the next level and improve and get better to maybe win some all-important XRL races and trophies, then go on there and you can have a look at what they do, or at least have a look at their social media and all that, as that will help support them in the league. So there are the sponsors. As I said, all the websites and stuff are there, so you can have a look for yourself. But I will be quiet for one moment, which I'm sure everyone is relieved to hear. And I'm going to go grab a small drink, and I will join you back just before the race start. Okie dokie, I am now back, refreshed and rehydrated. So here we go, drivers are readying up and we will head into lights out. No formation lap obviously here, so we'll be straight into the action. And safety car prediction quickly, I'm going to go for no safety car. Just a random thought, no real reason behind it, but we'll have to see I guess. But here we go then, the cars are lining up on the grid and the lights are coming on. And the lights are out and we are underway here in Italy. It's a slow start for everyone really, but we're now up and running. It seems a very good start for the race leader. Waldo and Zola now fighting into turn 1. Are they going to go side by side? Almost 3 wide here going into turn 1. It's contact between Aston Martin and Ferrari, and Waldo and Zola now side by side coming out of the first 2 corners. A bit of a twitch there from Waldo, but Zola is now ahead. Waldo happens to fall behind. Doesn't seem like any major collisions at the back. And it is all clear for now. Lama falling a bit behind. It's still Waldo and Zola fighting into the second set of corners. In terms of the front view, it's fairly non-changing. Down here for P5, sorry, we have Vertex Edgar. Edgar trying to go around the outside, and he's made it work. Vertex up down into P7. A lot of changes happening down the back as well. So far uneventful start in terms of crashes, which is good to see. There's the position changes for everybody off the start. Up the front, Pelli already getting a decent lead, and doesn't seem like Zola's in much position to be catching him. Here go Edgar and Lama side by side. Edgar seems to be coming out on top, and he has got that position done before the corner. Yellow flag there, but still no one falling behind, which is very nice to see. We may see a few pit stops if there is. And I spoke too soon. There goes Low out of the session. Let's see if we can see the end of the Parabolica, almost doing a bit of a Charles Leclerc. That is unfortunate. Well, I'll have to wait and see if anyone mentions in the chat whether that was a driver, an error from him himself, or whether that was someone else involved. But either way, he is very much out of the session. No safety car brought out, interestingly, so we're still racing quite a few pit stops down at the back as well for wing replacements. There's always a few, especially at the start. Up the front then, we have Pelli with a almost 1.5 second lead ahead of Zola, so he is comfortably ahead at the moment. There's the pit stop strategy, a lap 11 pit onto mediums till the end of the race. No rain obviously, so that will be pretty much the stop for everyone, and it will just be reversed for those starting on the mediums, I presume. See on Dino here going for the move on Kellis Jackson. A very poor camera angles. They go side by side into Ascari. It's risky through here. Mercedes down the inside, and a beautiful move, just cutting a bit of the track, but it seems like he's been given the okay in terms of handling that position back. And it's a big moves up here at the front. Edgar past Fable, and Vertex and Lama going side by side. And Vertex with the late braking makes it around the outside up into P5. A good move there. Pelli with the fastest lap yet again. Here goes Fable now on the Ferrari. A bit of contact there between Edgar and Fable. Fable is ahead for the corner, and he should be just ahead as well. And yeah, up into P3 now for the Red Bull. They've got the new livery. I completely blanked that throughout the whole qualifying. I haven't played F1 for a while, but they have got the new livery, which is nice to see. And what's happened down the back here? Jabus John. Oh, Jabus John is out of the session, and that seems like an Ascari accident. We haven't actually seen one, I believe, unless maybe that was one in by Collie Boy in qualifying. But Ascari, like I said, if you crash out there, you are usually done and dusted for the race. Still, no safety car brought out, so the game is being reluctant to bring out them today, or the stewards I should say, or no, the FIA, whatever it is. But unfortunate to see 2 retirements this early in the race, but it has at least not caused too much disruption because you're having a big fight up front here, not necessarily for the front 2. There goes Edgar down the inside of Fable, a beautiful move without not making any contact, and Fable goes off the circuit, almost coming back to hit Vertix, and he's lost once again another position, and it's side by side now for Dino and Llama. And Dino gets the better of the Alpine up into P6 for him, but Fable there almost having a bit of a very bad incident with a Vertix there, but luckily he's kept it out of anyone or the wall, and once again, fastest lap for Dino this time. So Dino making his way up the field, and he's going to be making his way past yet another driver. Ooh, no, spoke too soon, just not wanting to make the late move into turn 1, fair enough, that probably wouldn't have been a good idea. But Dino here doing well. Let's have a look then. Position changes. He has gone up 5 places. Same with Edgar as well. So those two making a big charge up the field here. But more importantly, Dino has the fastest lap, which shows that as of yet as of now, he is the fastest driver on track, and he needs to get past Fable here to continue making his charge up. Oh, that was a intense start. Gonna have to take a breather. Ooh, right. Here comes Edgar and Vertix, very, very close now. It's all going down in this kind of middle pack here. Mr. Anderson, very close to Careless Jackson in front as well. Keeping an eye on this gap here between Dino and Fable. He wants to make that move, I can tell. He's pulling along to the inside, just thinking, can I do it? But he's rightly said, probably not. No, let's wait. He is very low on ERS. In fact, he's probably going to run out before the end of this straight. They both have DRS, so DRS really isn't going to do much. Here goes Edgar on Vertix though, down the around the outside, sorry I should say, going into turn 1. He's had to go over the speed bumps, and a 3-second time penalty has been awarded to him for going across that corner. Although there are speed bumps there, he did gain an advantage in the eyes of the FIA, so he has been given that penalty. He has got the place for now though. Here comes Vertix down the inside into turn 4, and has he made it stick? No, he hasn't. Edgar's still ahead, and Fable's got past as well in the midst of all this. Can Dino capitalise on this? He certainly can. Dino going side by side with Vertix here for the Lesmos, and he has got the move done. Vertix having an absolute shocker of a few corners there, really unfortunate. He has lost a lot of places, and there wasn't much he could do about it. Let's go to Dino then, going down the inside of his rival in the championship standings, Fable, in terms of constructors anyway, and that's an Alfa Romeo of Vertix, once again not having a brilliant time, and Llama has got past him as well. Llama and Dino now. Llama getting past the Mercedes of Dino out of nowhere, it almost seemed. The Alpine has blitzed through up into P5, a good move using the speed. He's gone a bit wide on Parabolica, and that has allowed Dino to get a big run on him here using his ERS. Not that there's much of it left. DRS is open, and Dino should be ahead here. They're still going side by side. Will they have to go down the inside for the corner? I think they might. He's got a bit more speed, Llama, all of a sudden, and Dino having to go down the inside in the corner, but it's still a fairly comfortable move. However, look at the time. He has lost a lot of time on the cars in front. In fact, he is just about without that second. He is in it now at least, so he'll be getting DRS if he can keep there, but it's cost him a lot of time and not really any places. He hasn't also gained any, so kind of like a lose-lose situation there. Llama is still on his tail, so he's going to have to think about that. Looking at the leaderboard of the race, we have... when did Zola get that far down? I completely missed that. Something must have happened at the back there. Apologies that I missed that one. I was just so concentrated on this front battle. Pelly's still leading comfortably though. That hasn't changed. Here goes Dino then on Fable. This should be it this time. He is using a lot of his ERS. I'm just still noticing that, but either way, no ERS or not, he is ahead. and up into P4. Bit of a gap now to Edgar, but he will, I'm sure, try and push it as much as he can now. No DRS will be here for Dino, and he maybe should he have waited? I think he might have probably been better off if he did, because it's probably going to be a fairly simple move. It is for Fable. Up into P4, and it's gonna be one of those battles, and Asda is out of the session, and it's a safety car. The first safety car of the race has been brought out, as Asda unfortunately seems like another Ascari, what's the word, I don't know what it's called, Ascari victim, there we go, has been taken, and you can see there in the wall, yeah, he has just, I presume, lost a bit of traction, and unfortunately suffered the consequences of going slap bang into that wall. It's really unfortunate for him there. The safety car has been brought out. Okay, so as everyone, well not everyone, but people who wanted to pit have pitted, we'll have a look at the gaps, and look at that, the lone retreat, I believe he hasn't pitted though, but either way he's gained 12 places, so still good. Pelly going down 1, but he should regain that place once the lone retreat pits, same with Waldo. And so far a good race for a lot of people, but also a bad race for a lot of people, so it's sort of 50-50 here. Not many people have stayed in the same spot, apart from these two, which, well, they're not in the same spot now, but they will be in a bit. Well, unless something happens, I'll probably spoke too soon there. Drive-through penalty for Collie Boy, that is not good. Most people on new mediums. In fact, well, everyone apart from the lone retreat on new mediums now. So, oh god, here we go again. The lone retreat, the lone old medium runner this time. Seems to have a habit of being alone on something. Maybe that's why he chose the name. He is going to be probably in a bit of a sticky situation. He probably won't lose loads of time at the start, but he will definitely have to pit before everyone else, and as such lose some positions and time. Right, let's go to the front of the grid then. Not really anything happening for the moment. Edgar getting close to Fable now. Here goes Edgar on Fable, a big run out of the Scari there, and it's going to be a fairly simple move down through the straight. Dino's catching up quite quickly as well. He could be in this fight in a matter of time. DRS has also been enabled, and it's that. He's not out, but Dave has certainly had an incident. No wing damage though, so must have just been a spin or something. And it's very close here for P4. Ooh, both cars there just almost losing a bit of traction coming out the corner. Here goes Dino on Fable. Can he get the move done? They both have DRS, so that's going to make it a bit more difficult, and he won't be able to do it just yet. He really wants to make this move, Dino, but he just can't get it done just yet. He wants to get it, or he's going to need to get it done soon, though, because he does have Vertex breathing down his neck, and if he doesn't get the move done shortly, he could be pressured by the Alfa Romeo. Everyone weaving to try and break the toe, but with DRS, Fable is getting close to Edgar here, and he isn't going down the inside just yet, but it is just a matter of time, really, before someone looks at making a move. And oh, fine, Waldo and Pelly are fighting up the front. Seems like Pelly is still ahead for now, but fine, Waldo is certainly close. So Pelly could be in a bit of bother. Remember the lone retreat will be pitting soon, so these guys are pretty much net P1 and 2, unless anything happens, obviously. Right, could this be Dino's time? He's got a slightly better exit and a bit of slipstream using his ERS, and he is going to be going alongside him, and I reckon he'll go down the inside. It's close, but he kind of has to do it. No, he doesn't. Chooses to stay out, and it's just so close. I just feel someone is going to make a move soon. Could it be now? Will Dino do it? He won't. Backs out once again. We're going to have to keep switching between these two battles. Here comes Waldo. He's got lots more speed and DRS, and this should be a fairly easy move for him up into P2. Net P1 for the championship leader. Back down to this battle. Vertex is looking to get involved, but still no one making a move just yet. Ooh, Vertex almost going down the inside there, braking a little bit too late. But for now he's okay. And Pelly is... what happened to Pelly? He's lost loads of places. The once leader has now fallen down to P6. And something must have happened in turn 1 to Pelly. Unfortunately I wasn't watching because they're kind of already overtaking each other. Here goes Dino and Fable. And not yet. Not yet. Almost. Very, very close. But that's so unfortunate for Pelly. Luckily he seems to be okay and still in this battle. But he's got a lot more work to do than he would have liked, and is that? No, that isn't Emblem, that's just the colour of it. Could this be more trouble for Pelly? Vertex is close. He's made a massive move down the outside, but he's gone onto the gravel. And unfortunately, he has lost out on 2, maybe 3 places here. That's not good for Vertex, just a bit too ambitious. But here we go, finally Dino makes the move on Fable, and it's a fairly simple move. He could be in a bit of bother though, because Zola is out and it's a safety car. Zola is out of the session, and it's at Ascari once again. That is where we've seen all 3 retirements, or well, I've seen 3 anyway. Might not have done if it's all 4, but all 3 retirements so far anyway. It's unlucky for Zola. He was doing quite well at the beginning. He did lose a bit of places, but stuff happens. But I was going to say that wasn't great for Dino, because he was going to get overtaken, I think, on the straight with the DRS, but he is okay for now. A few people opting to switch to the softs. And pit stops for almost everyone here onto the soft tyres. I believe they could possibly get to the end if you push. Yeah, it's unfortunate for you, Zola, really. I guess you could call it a waste of time, but at least you've shown up and tried. Unfortunately, I guess it just wasn't your day. So the safety car, unless one of these back few drivers pit, which there might be, so it might come in this lap. We'll have to wait and see though. Okay, hopefully the safety car should be going in this lap. There we go, safety car coming in now. So everyone is weaving in sync. And here we go for the restart, and that's Kellis Jackson into the wall as well as... Is that his team? I know it's not, it is... oh god, it was that lone retreat. What has happened there? It just looked like they both almost spun in sync or something. I have never seen that happen before on the restart. But down the inside almost goes Edgar in the first corner. But that is so unlucky. They've both got big wing damage. They just have made it into the pits as well, which is good for them at least in that case. But that was weird. That was really strange. If anyone happens to be able to clip that, that would be... I want to watch that again, to be honest. It's unfortunate, but it was also rather funny because they both just went at the exact same time. And also, I don't know... It was just weird. Maybe there was someone hit into someone or something, but I honestly can't tell. Anyway, let's carry on looking at the grid, and it seems like for now everything's fairly simple. Maybe not for the lead though. Find Waldo is trying to make a move on Fable. Mr. Anderson is trying to make a move on Smooth E, but he's just a bit too far behind. Here goes Fable and Waldo for the lead here. Is it going to be 3 wide? I think it is. 3 wide into Parabolica. This is for the lead of the race. And Find Waldo comes out on top around the outside. A beautiful move. Edgar is now in P2 with Fable behind him, losing 2 places there. Dino is getting into the mix as well. We have a 4-way fight for the lead. And it's going to be absolute chaos going into turn 1. They're going 3 wide once more. Is something going to happen? Surely there's definitely been contact there, but they have kept it all on track. Ooh, almost spoke too soon there. Onto the grass a bit for a Fable. But fair play to those drivers for mostly keeping it on track. A few of them have lost a bit of time, but I guess that's almost expected if you go 3 wide into turn 1. But wow, that was intense. All of a sudden everything happened. Edgar now into the lead. Dino in P2. Waldo in P3 and Llama in P4. Oh, that was sudden. So Dino now looking to get past Edgar for P1, still hot on his tail, and with DRS, oh no, sorry, no DRS just yet, it will be next lap, I believe. He has got a bit more ERS than before, but still just not enough to get past him at the moment. Oh, a bad corner there from Edgar, that could be punished by Dino overtaking him, and I think it will be. Dino with a much better exit out of the Ascari chicanes. And now here he comes into Parabolica. He's got the outside and he's got the lead of the race. Dino up into P1. A bit further down the grid we have Vertix going down the inside of Pelli into Parabolica, and that is P6 for Vertix. And nothing much happening up the front for now. They're all a bit too far apart. Edgar pulling along, just have a look. Pelli and Vertix going side by side into turn 1. Pelli just barging his way through, and oh, he has a bit of contact with Polyboy as well, as I think he may have broke a bit there going out of the corner, which was a bit strange, but it's all very close here, fighting for the middle of the grid. The final few points positions as well, so they are very important, and a big late move there from Polyboy. Surprisingly no time penalty. He probably would have been ordered to give the place back if he had kept it, but he's actually done the opposite and lost a few, so hasn't worked out well for him. Looking back up the grid, Dino has got a 1 second gap now on the leader, but here comes Waldo on Edgar. Ooh, Edgar doing well to defend the move. Lone retreat as well, getting the fastest lap, down in last place. Oh, and we've caught that at the perfect time. There goes Pelli. Slap bang into the wall on the exit of Ascari. And I have been lucky to catch that one. Oh, that had frightened me. That was so quick into the wall. And there is once again another retirement. No safety car brought out though. But a big shunt there for Pelli. And, well, luckily, obviously this is virtual, but that would have been a dodgy crash in real life. Wow, that was quick. I'm going to have to watch that one back in a bit because, yeah, luckily I caught that. But, oh, that was a big one. So for the front now, Dino with a comfortable lead. We have Waldo behind Edgar, looking to get past into P2. Is he going to do it here? Oh, will he go? Will he go? He will. Braking late round the outside. Could he go for a bit of a switchback here if it works? He's trying. I think it's working. He's using his ERS, just powering through past the Ferrari. And a good move there. He does have to suffer now from the DRS, and Edgar just like, no, sorry mate, you haven't got that place. Back up into P2 goes the Ferrari driver. Mr. Anderson and Smoothie are fighting, and Smoothie's coming out on top for now. Right, coming on to the pit straight now, the main straight. This is where we're going to see some more moves happening, I reckon. One of them is going to be Waldo on Edgar. This time it's the other way around, and Waldo definitely is going to be getting past him here with DRS. And up into P2 goes your championship leader. Vertix almost getting Lama. Lama on the back of Edgar now. I think Lama's going to make the move. He's got a big run there coming up turn 3. He's going to be going down the inside, and no he's not. He backs out at the last second. Could be making it after the Lesmos on the straight though. Lone retreat, setting the fastest lap again. Oh, is he going to do it? No. Lama, probably the right decision there, because he could get it going through here. He's done, both of them have done that corner very well actually. But it does seem like Lama is not able to get past, but he's going to prove me wrong here. Using just a tad of ERS, boosting him, and here comes Vertix as well, wanting to get the move done. Lama gets the move done, but Vertix is knocking on Edgar's door, and Edgar almost losing the back of the car there. He's forced Vertix off the track. Luckily they're both okay, and now it's going to be Vertix and Edgar on a drag race down to turn 1, and it seems like Vertix has got the move done up into P4, and almost chaos there, but luckily they've kept it clean. Mr. Anderson still trying to get past Smoothie. He almost does it, but just not quite. 2 and a bit laps left, and there's still a chance, and someone's off. Oh dear, it's Collie Boy. He spun around into turn 1. That could have been contact with Torpedo. They were very close to each other. We'll see if there's any wing damage. Doesn't look like it, no. Mr. Anderson's still very close to Smoothie here. He's got a good run out of there, and he's going to have DRS. This is definitely going to be Mr. Anderson's place. Through under the tunnel, downhill, now going back uphill. And it is safely P6 for Mr. Anderson, and that was Smoothie in AI actually. So that may have been part of the reason why he got him, because he was going a bit slower, but either way he's got the move done. Another person who might get the move done is going to be Extra Edgar on the Alfa Romeo with Vertix, and just quite can't get it, can't get it done. And now with DRS we're going to see some position changes, I'm sure. Lama trying to break the toe, weaving across the track. Isn't going to do much against DRS though. Here comes Vertix down the inside into turn 1. He's braking late, absolutely shooting his car up through there. And has he got it done? Lama now having the inside. Edgar's getting involved as well. And Vertix gets the move, and here comes Edgar on Lama, picking up the scraps of the previous battle. And around the inside of turn 3, Edgar gets the move done. 2 brilliant overtakes from both those drivers there. Just unfortunate really that Lama could do nothing against that DRS. He did well to try and defend, but yeah, just really nothing he can do in that situation. But good from Vertix and Edgar to get ahead, and 3-second penalty to add salt to the wounds there for the Alpine driver. Not long left in today's race. Lone retreat once again, setting fastest lap. He is doing well at the back. He may also be making a move soon. Keep an eye on that gap. Waldo is getting close to Dino for the race lead here. Let's have a quick look at penalties. 9 seconds for Edgar, so he's going to be moving down a lot. Llama could be moving down a few. Other than that, there aren't too many major penalties. Llama can't get Edgar just yet. Right, here we go. Find Waldo on Dino for the race lead. Here we go. It is the championship leader who's going to be sailing past the Mercedes of XRL Dino up into P1. This is the final lap of the race, ladies and gentlemen, and we could be seeing the winning move made here. It's going to be difficult now for Dino to get ahead. He will have DRS on the next straight, so we're going to keep an eye on this battle, and we're going to stay here actually because there's not much happening down the rest of the grid. On board here with Dino, both on, actually Dino is on very low DRS, Waldo is on ERS, Waldo is on fairly low ERS, but he has a bit more that he can deploy than his fighter here. Now this is the main chance here. Can Dino do it? He's a bit further back than he would like to be, but he's going to use all he can. But I hate to say it, it's not going to be enough just yet. He's going to have to get a very good exit out of Ascari if he wants to make the move. No penalties for either of these two either. Don't want to speak too soon, but yeah, so far no penalties. So it's going to be all on track. Here comes Dino on Waldo. This is going to be the last chance, the last hope to make the move. He's using all of his ERS and he's using it well, just about not running out there. He's taking a bit of a wider line. He's just doing all he can here on the straight. But it's going to be find Waldo to come home and win the Italian Grand Prix. Dino, a valiant effort there, takes home P2. And Vertix, the final spot on the podium in P3. Mr. Anderson doing well getting up to P4. I think he was helped there a bit by penalties, but still, P4, a very good result for both Haas drivers actually. Llama making his way to P5, Edgar to P6, and very good battles between those two near the end there. Smoothie getting to P7, Torpedo in P8. Collyboy done well there after his incident in Q1. You can see going 10 places, him and Torpedo as well. Dino, I'd say, is the driver of the day for me, going up 9 and getting to P2. But it's still good from Torpedo and Collyboy there. And then we have Fable, his teammate, and then Kellis Jackson, the lone retreat, who I believe has still got fastest lap. Boothie and then Davey what will come home in P14. But a eventful, but I think it's safe to say an exciting Italian Grand Prix there here in X2. A brilliant win for the championship leader, and he'll be very, very happy with that. And Dino taking home the in-game driver of the day as well. So yeah, I think if I was going to give one, it would definitely be to him. And there you go, there is the podium celebrations for everybody. There you go, there are the results for today's race, and I'll just scroll down them so you can have a look for yourself at how everybody has done. Five eliminations, or DNFs I should say, as well in today's race, so still quite a few. A lot of them were at that Ascari corner, which does happen in this race, in this game. But still, a good race from everyone. Well, not for everyone, but a good race overall, I'd say. And I'm sure a lot of people are happy with where they've placed. So that about wraps it up then from me. I've been on my own, so I have no one to thank. But I do want to thank everyone for watching. We've had a very good amount of viewers in today's race, and I appreciate that. And of course, as always, thank you to all the drivers for producing a brilliant race. As always, you can check us out check out in the description when our next races will be. We have Dev next Saturday at 5, and then obviously as usual X1, 2 and 3 on Sunday at 5 and 8 PM respectively for those two. That's all in UK time. Sorry, I can't really convert for anyone else, but well, actually no, I think I'm wrong. I believe is it a break week? One sec. I think it is, unless I'm wrong. Yes, I think it is a break week next week. Okay. So it is, yeah, it is. Okay, so break week next week. My bad. At least I've caught it before I ended the stream. So unless that's just, you know what, I'm going to assume it is a break week. I don't have access to all the channels, so I can't always see. But no race next week, at least for Dev, and I believe for the others as well. And with that said, I believe that is pretty much it from me. So I will see everyone possibly in a few weeks' time, depending on when the next race is. There may be an exhibition race as well, so we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you all later. Goodbye.